On the African savanna, a vast world unfolds with intense vitality. Harsh sunlight and unpredictable rains create a natural stage where every species has a role in the ecological system. On the ground, herds of antelope run at high speed to escape lions waiting in ambush. Under the canopy of African acacia, herds of elephants move quietly in search of scarce water during the dry season. Among the low grasses, birds of prey circle while waiting for a sudden strike. Even the smallest insects contribute to maintaining the fragile balance of this land. All species connect together, forming a savanna ecosystem where life and death operate side by side under strict but precise natural rules. Under the intense sun and the open landscape, the savanna functions as a complex ecological system where every living element is tightly linked to maintain a fragile but powerful balance. It is home to countless species, from herbivores and carnivores to insects and microorganisms. With each link playing a decisive role in the overall system. The strength of the savanna lies in its ability to recycle energy and resources through natural cycles. Herds of zebras and migrating antelope shape the vegetation and enrich the soil, creating favorable conditions for new plants to grow. As a result, food for predators is sustained and the food chain continues without interruption. The weakness of this system is its heavy dependence on seasonal rains and limited water sources. During extended droughts, food and water supplies decrease sharply. The pressure increases on all species. Herbivores weaken, predators struggle to hunt, and life faces a sharp decline. Species with high adaptability, such as elephants and antelope, can travel long distances to find food and water, while less mobile species often suffer severe losses. This balance reflects both the strength and the limits of survival in the savanna, a place full of vitality, but always on the edge between abundance and shortage. The savanna is also defined by the diversity of ecological relationships. Insects, birds of prey, and scavengers all take part in nutrient cycles, ensuring that energy is recycled and soil remains fertile. Natural resources are rarely wasted, instead passing through multiple levels of the food chain, from soil and plants to herbivores and predators. The savanna is not only a reservoir of biodiversity, but also evidence of how nature maintains equilibrium. The relationships between animals, plants, and soil form a complex yet efficient cycle that both uses and restores resources. This operation, both strong and sensitive, highlights the vitality of the savanna and reminds us that all species must adapt in order to survive. The African savanna is a vast ecosystem where adaptation determines survival. In harsh conditions, animals develop specific traits and behaviors to use available resources and reduce risks in a constantly changing environment. The strength of the savanna lies in flexibility, where herbivores, predators, and small species together form a tight network that maintains ecological balance. Predators show diverse strategies. The cheetah has exceptional speed that allows it to close distance during short chases. The lion relies on cooperative hunting within the pride, dividing roles to maximize success. The spotted hyena hunts in groups while maintaining a matriarchal social structure that defends territory and competes for food effectively. These strategies allow predators to survive in an environment where food availability changes with the seasons. Herbivores such as elephants, antelope, zebras, and gazelles adapt through migration. Elephants, with long-term memory, can lead their herds for hundreds of miles to reach rare waterholes, ensuring survival for the entire group. The constant movement of these herds not only secures their own needs, but also enriches the soil, supports nutrient cycles, and sustains vegetation productivity, which in turn supports the entire food chain. African rhinos, including white rhinos and black rhinos, have thick skin and strong horns that provide key defense against threats. The bat-eared fox, with ears up to 5 inches long, detects sound with great sensitivity and hunts termites, a food source that larger animals cannot easily exploit. The savanna exists as a finely balanced system where strength and limits always coexist. Adaptation is the key that allows species to endure while sustaining the wider ecological network. From lions to insects, All life forms demonstrate how nature adjusts, coordinates, and evolves over millions of years to maintain a system that is both resilient and fragile, where every species contributes to its continuous operation. The cheetah is the fastest land predator in the world and holds a unique position in the savanna ecosystem. Its entire body is built for speed, with a large heart, high-capacity lungs, long flexible muscles, and a spine that works like a spring. These traits allow the cheetah to reach speeds of 55 to 62 miles per hour over short distances. Semi-retractable claws provide grip on the ground, while the long tail works like a rudder to maintain balance during sharp turns. During hunting, the cheetah usually stalks at a safe distance before moving closer to herds of antelope or gazelles. It selects young or weak individuals and then launches a decisive sprint. The chase lasts only a few hundred yards, around 20 to 30 seconds, but it demands the full capacity of its body. Even when successful, the kill is not always secure. Hyenas or lions often wait nearby to steal the prey. The survival of the cheetah also depends on raising cubs. Females usually live alone, hunting while protecting and training their young. They teach cubs how to stalk, select targets, and practice pouncing. This stage determines survival rates, but success is low, with only about 20% of cubs reaching adulthood. In its ecological role, the cheetah regulates herbivore populations by removing young, weak, or sick animals. This strengthens the herds and prevents overgrazing of vegetation. However, their survival depends heavily on wide habitats and stable prey supplies. When migration corridors are fragmented, when water is scarce, or when vegetation patterns change, cheetahs face high risks. The cheetah is a clear example of natural law. Every biological advantage comes with limits. It is not only a high-speed predator, but also a vital link in the savanna ecosystem. Every chase and every attempt to raise cubs contributes to the balance between herbivores, predators, and vegetation. The savanna continues to exist because of species that seem fragile but play essential roles, such as the cheetah. The African elephant is the largest herbivore in the world and serves as a central species in the savanna ecosystem. Beyond its massive size, it is known for intelligence and adaptability that influence the survival of many other species. The brain, weighing about 9 to 11 pounds, stores complex spatial maps that allow herds to navigate and locate water sources dozens of miles away. This ability is vital in dry environments and is a key strength that enables herds to survive in harsh seasons. The long and flexible trunk is a multi-purpose tool. It collects leaves, pulls grass, drinks and sprays water, and also protects and cares for calves. The trunk is not only used for feeding, but also plays an important role in social communication. The ability to use the body with intelligence allows elephants to meet survival needs and protect the herd in difficult conditions. Elephant herds are led by the oldest female. Her knowledge and memory are passed down through generations, especially in locating water and guiding migrations. This leadership helps herds avoid areas of scarcity and improve survival chances. Elephants also communicate through low-frequency sounds that travel through air and ground for up to 4 miles, keeping the herd connected even when individuals are far apart. This ability shows strength, but also reveals limits. If habitats shrink or water becomes scarce, herds must travel farther, using more energy and facing higher risks from predators or conflicts with other herds. Elephants are also important ecological architects. By digging waterholes in the dry season, they create sources of water not only for themselves, but also for antelope, birds, and insects. Elephant dung carries thousands of seeds, helping regenerate plants across the savanna. As they move, elephants open pathways through dense vegetation and knock down old trees, creating opportunities for young plants to grow. In this way, elephants directly shape the structure, distribution, and productivity of vegetation, with effects that spread across the entire ecosystem. However, these advantages come with challenges. Elephants depend on large habitats and reliable water supplies. When land is reduced by farming or when climate change intensifies droughts, they must travel farther, which leads to exhaustion, reduced reproduction, and conflicts with humans. Poaching for ivory, deforestation, and habitat loss are serious threats, and in many regions populations have declined sharply. This shows that even with great strength and intelligence, elephants depend entirely on the balance of the natural environment for survival. The presence of elephants has broad effects on other species. Herds open routes for animal movement, provide indirect food sources for smaller herbivores, and maintain the nutrient cycle. Their ability to access groundwater and disperse seeds helps preserve biodiversity even in the harsh, dry season. The African elephant is a prime example of the combination of physical power, intelligence, and ecological influence. Its strengths include long-term memory, herd leadership, complex social behavior, and the ability to shape landscapes. Its weaknesses include dependence on space and resources, and vulnerability to poaching and climate change. In the savanna, elephants sustain not only their own survival, but also the stability of the entire ecosystem. Their existence is more than the story of a giant species. It is evidence of how nature maintains balance and adapts over millions of years. The lion is a carnivore that holds a central role in the savanna ecosystem. Its importance comes not only from physical strength, but also from cooperative strategies within the pride. Unlike most big cats that hunt alone, lions live in organized groups where females take the lead in coordinating hunts. This cooperation allows lions to control herbivore populations, maintain ecological balance, and reduce the risk of overgrazing. During a hunt, individual lions take on clear roles. Some block escape routes, some attack directly, and others assist in bringing prey down. A field study in Kruger in 2024 showed that female lions use low-frequency sounds to coordinate movements without alerting prey. This strategy helps them conserve energy, raise hunting success, and maintain the critical function of regulating herbivore numbers. Male lions hold the responsibility of defending territory. They repel intrusions from rival males, protecting food resources and living space for the pride. However, this role is also a weakness. Young males constantly challenge for dominance, leading to violent battles. These conflicts consume energy, cause injuries, and sometimes reduce the pride's hunting effectiveness for a period of time. Territorial strength is therefore also a source of risk, requiring constant balance to maintain stability. Beyond natural pressures, lions face direct conflict with humans. Many individuals are killed in clashes with farmers when lions prey on livestock. As farmland expands, natural prey declines and poaching increases. Lion populations can fall rapidly. This decline not only threatens the species, but also disrupts the ecological balance they help maintain. The ecological role of lions extends beyond hunting. By regulating herbivore numbers, they indirectly protect vegetation and allow plants and smaller animals to thrive. When lion populations remain stable, smaller herbivores avoid excessive pressure, and nutrient cycles continue in balance. However, this function depends on pride size, hunting efficiency, and secure territory. If any of these factors weakens, the effects spread across the entire ecosystem. The strengths of lions include cooperative hunting, territorial control, and the regulation of herbivore populations. Their weaknesses include internal competition among males, dependence on abundant prey, and the challenges posed by human activities and changing environments. The savanna is therefore a dynamic system where strength and limitation always coexist, and where survival depends on constant adaptation. Lions demonstrate how the savanna ecosystem functions through the combination of power, cooperation, and biological limits. They are not only apex predators, but also regulators of energy flow across the plains. Coordinated hunting and territorial defense enable them to keep herbivore populations under control. But internal rivalry and human pressure reveal the fragility of the system. In harsh conditions, strength is tied to limits, strategies carry risks, and adaptation determines survival. The presence of lions both sustains vitality and reflects the vulnerability of the ecosystem. They are apex predators and also keystone species that influence species distribution, vegetation productivity, and the entire nutrient cycle. Their adaptability, group coordination, and complex interactions with humans emphasize that every element of the savanna has both roles and limits. Reproduction is essential for lions, determining population size and the stability of the pride. This process is shaped by social structure, food availability, internal competition, and environmental conditions. One key strength is the cooperative behavior of lionesses. They raise cubs together, share nursing and protection, and increase the survival rate of the young. Female lions usually reach reproductive age between 3 and 4 years. Breeding can occur throughout the year, but it peaks during times of abundant food to ensure enough energy for both the mother and the cubs. A pride that maintains stable reproduction can help the population recover faster after disruptions caused by hunting or territorial conflicts. However, the mortality rate of cubs remains very high. In natural conditions, about 30 to 40% die within the first year due to starvation, predation, or changes within the pride. When a new male takes control of a pride, he often kills the unweaned cubs of his predecessor to trigger the females to return to estrus. This biological strategy increases the dominant male's chance to pass on his genes, but causes significant losses to the cub generation. Reproduction in lions is also affected by humans. When habitat is reduced, prey becomes scarce, or conflict with farmers increases. The reproductive rate declines sharply. These pressures can delay mating, reduce the number of cubs born, and make it harder for the pride to maintain stable numbers. During rearing, lionesses both protect and teach their cubs hunting and survival skills. This process prepares the next generation to take on the role of primary hunters and to maintain the ecological balance of the savanna. A pride with a stable number of cubs helps regulate hunting cycles and keeps grazing pressure on herbivores at balanced levels. Preventing both overpopulation and sharp declines. Lion reproduction is therefore a critical link that ensures the stability of the population. The strength lies in the cooperation of lionesses and their ability to adapt during favorable environmental conditions. The weakness is the high mortality of cubs and the strong dependence on stable habitats and pride structure. This clearly reflects the relationship between social strategy, environmental pressures, and ecological balance, a mechanism that has maintained lion populations in the savanna through thousands of years of evolution. The spotted hyena is a key component of the savanna ecosystem. It is both a predator and a scavenger, contributing to the maintenance of ecological balance. Hyena society is matriarchal, with the dominant female leading and making decisions for the clan. This structure allows efficient cooperation in hunting, territorial defense, and food distribution. Through organization and strategy, hyenas optimize energy use, reduce hunting failure, and regulate herbivore populations. During hunting, hyenas often split into groups and coordinate to encircle prey. Large clans can overwhelm even fast and alert animals, while also exerting pressure on other predators such as lions. Their strength lies not only in numbers but also in tactical flexibility, with the ability to adjust to terrain and prey behavior. This adaptability allows them to secure food and maintain balance among other animal populations across the savanna. Powerful jaws are another defining feature of the species. Hyenas can crush bones and hooves, consuming parts of carcasses that most other animals cannot use. This process returns nutrients to the soil, supports vegetation growth, and sustains smaller species. Their role as natural recyclers also reduces carcass accumulation, lowers the risk of disease outbreaks, and ensures that energy is not wasted within the ecosystem. In confrontations with lions, hyenas display significant competitive ability. With superior numbers and coordinated strategies, they win about 30% of disputes, gaining access to food taken by lions. This outcome demonstrates the effectiveness of collective strength. Rather than relying on the muscle of one individual, the clan succeeds through cooperation and strategy. However, hyenas also have clear vulnerabilities. They require large home ranges and a stable supply of prey. When habitats are reduced by agriculture, poaching, or human conflict, clan numbers decline. This collapse disrupts the matriarchal structure and decreases efficiency in hunting, scavenging, and population control. These negative effects spread across the entire ecosystem. Hyenas show strong seasonal adaptability depending on prey availability. In the dry season, when food is scarce, they hunt in larger groups and rely more heavily on scavenging, which reduces competition with other predators. In the wet season, when prey is abundant, they split into smaller groups for more efficient hunting. This flexibility helps hyenas maintain population stability. However, rapid environmental change or increased human pressure can disrupt these strategies. Leading to food shortages and greater conflict within clans. Hyenas therefore hold multiple ecological roles at once: predators, scavengers, regulators of prey populations, and redistributors of resources across the savanna. Their strengths lie in social cooperation, powerful jaws, and behavioral flexibility. Their weaknesses include dependence on wide habitats, the need for consistent food resources, and high vulnerability to human impacts. Together, these traits highlight the dual role of the hyena: a stabilizing force in the savanna, yet also one of the most fragile links in this complex ecological network. The African rhinoceros plays an important role in the savanna ecosystem, directly shaping landscapes and maintaining ecological balance. Its strength comes from a massive body, skin up to 2 inches thick, and a horn that can reach 5 feet in length. These features allow the rhinoceros to defend itself against predators and function as a living ecological tool. It can dig into dry soil to reach water, access food, and create pathways used by other species. These advantages enable the rhinoceros to survive in harsh conditions, while also supporting many other animals, from small herbivores to birds and insects. Rhinoceroses usually live alone, except for the bond between mother and calf. This solitary lifestyle reduces competition for food and water, but it also increases vulnerability to poaching and territorial conflict. Young calves depend heavily on maternal protection. Their survival rates are influenced by food supply, water availability, and maternal defense. When habitats shrink or resources decline, rhinoceros populations can drop quickly because calves fail to reach maturity. The ecological influence of rhinoceroses extends beyond digging. Their dung is nutrient-rich, improving soil fertility, supporting vegetation growth, and feeding many insect species. As they move, rhinoceroses create trails through dense grass, allowing smaller animals to travel and expand their ranges. This makes them ecological architects that shape habitats and sustain biodiversity. The horn is an essential tool for accessing food and water, as well as for defense and territorial protection. The combination of a large body, thick skin, and a strong horn helps the rhinoceros resist natural predators. However, the horn also makes it a prime target for poaching. When rhinoceros numbers fall, key ecological functions such as digging, nutrient cycling, and trail formation are lost. This negatively affects dependent species and weakens savanna stability. Rhinoceroses also influence water cycles and vegetation. Their ability to dig for water during the dry season creates temporary water sources for many other animals, including herbivores, birds, and insects. When they move, They break up hard soil, soften the ground, and allow rainfall to infiltrate more easily. This process supports vegetation regeneration. It is an example of ecological balance maintained not through predation, but through physical impact on the environment. The strengths of the rhinoceros are its large body size, its ability to exploit resources, and its role as an ecological architect that benefits many species. The weaknesses are its need for vast habitats, reliance on stable water sources, and high vulnerability to poaching. The survival of rhinoceroses shows that in the savanna, individual strength is always limited by environmental constraints. Any disruption from resource loss or human activity can break this balance and affect the entire ecosystem. The African savanna is a complex ecological network where every species, from the largest animals to the smallest organisms, connects and directly influences overall balance. African elephants, by digging waterholes during the dry season, create water sources for antelope. Rhinoceroses, birds, and countless insects. Rhinoceroses open pathways through dense grass, allowing smaller animals to move and giving plants a chance to regenerate. Hyenas, by consuming carcasses, reduce the spread of disease and maintain the health of populations. Birds that live in symbiosis on the backs of large mammals remove parasites, lower disease pressure, and improve host health. Each interaction supports the others, making the savanna a sustainable ecosystem. The major strength of the savanna lies in its ability to maintain balance through cooperation among species. Herbivores, predators, scavengers, and species that alter the physical environment all operate within a closed nutrient cycle, which stabilizes vegetation and maintains high biological productivity. However, the weaknesses are also clear. The savanna is highly sensitive to climate change and human activity. When land area shrinks, water decreases, or predator populations decline, ecological links can easily break. This leads to imbalance, biodiversity loss, and landscape degradation. The African savanna is not only a vast landscape, but also an ecological heritage that reflects the precision and complexity of nature. Every species, from the cheetah with its extraordinary speed, to the lion regulating herbivore populations, to elephants and rhinoceroses shaping the landscape, holds an irreplaceable role in this ecological network. The connections among species create a fragile yet enduring balance where every impact spreads across the system. Protecting the savanna means safeguarding biodiversity, maintaining nutrient cycles, keeping vegetation and water stable, and ensuring that future generations can witness a living ecosystem. Every action, from reducing environmental exploitation to supporting conservation programs, strengthens the vitality of the savanna. The savanna tells the story of survival, adaptation, and interconnection among countless species. It is a natural process that unfolds continuously under harsh climates and shifting conditions. Every species and every behavior contributes to the operation of the ecosystem. To protect the savanna is to protect life itself and the sustainability of the earth.